Martina here with a sketch layout to the sketch that Lisa Fonseca created for us this week. The challenge was to incorporate a paper piece, animal or flower or something like that. And since I'm not the cute animal type of scrapper, I decided to go with flowers because we had some really beautiful flowers in the June subscribers cut files, and I cut these flowers. I changed the sizes a tiny bit and copy pasted some of the flowers. So I had this whole piece of white cardstock full of pretty flowers and leaves. Missy Whidden often gessos the paper while it still glues on the cutting mat, and I gave that technique a first try this time and was really surprised how easy the cutted pieces were separable from the paper. In the drying time of the gesso, I have made a color or a watercolor palette with Lindy's Magicals and Magical Shakers that we got in the last and recent kits. I've been thinking to go with orangey, peachy, pink colors for the flowers and some fresh greens for the leaves. Since this is really lots of repeating work, I have the first part of that video really sped up because otherwise it would get super long and super boring. And so you can still watch me creating the whole thing, but you don't need that much time as I did. I colored the leaves and started with the flowers. I didn't color them in exactly one color. I was playing around with different shades or more or less saturation of the color on the flowers, since I was really going for a fresh and maybe a bit mixed media-ish look of the layout in the end. By the way, I think that's my last June 2019 Hip Kits layout or project, because today I had the advice that I can go and pick up my July Hip Kits tomorrow. So that's 11 days after they've been shipped or no, sent away in the US. They arrived here in Germany, and I think that's pretty quick and absolutely worth a mention. My flowers are finished. I have put them aside to dry, and in the drying time I took a piece of the white basil cardstock that was in the June 2019 cardstock kit and added some texture with the gorgeous Paige Evans stencil we got some kits ago. I tried the packaging technique on my texture paste, but I didn't like the result, so I started to apply 2 different shades of yellow with a brush and just by adding tiny amounts of water. I wasn't going for a really bold or big background. I just wanted to have some color laying on the back of my cluster that I'll create later. Before I'll start to create my cluster, I am double checking the sketch with my layout and making sure that my background is really dry, so I won't get any color to any pieces I don't want to have the color on. I am matting my photo with some of the Hip Kit Club June 2019 Pocket Life cards, and I'm also cutting off a part of a Pocket Life card as some kind of a title or even more scripty things on the layout, just to add to the photo. I'm also adding some tissue paper under the picture, just to give it, a bit of that more texture and a bit more of a frame. I am mounting the whole thing on some fun foam. I finally found self-adhesive fun foam in Germany. And yeah, I'm trying to stay close to the sketch, as you can see. I'm gluing down the fun foam to the photo, and I super fast found out that it doesn't stick that well as I've been thinking. And I added more glue, and you'll see me putting my gesso bottle on top of the picture just to press it a bit down for the first drying time. Making sure that my flowers are dried before I start to arrange them around my picture, because I don't want to have any green or pinkish splatters on my yellow background. Since it took me a really long time to arrange my flowers, I'll just cut that piece out and tune back in later. Now the flower cluster is done, and I knew that I'd like to incorporate this really fun thickers with a pink foam, which matches really nice to the flowers and adds this super cool holographic shine to the project, or iridescent, not holographic. And I'm trying to incorporate some more bits and pieces, especially chipboard pieces, which add even more texture to the project. I'm also incorporating one of the gorgeous Pinkfresh Studio epoxy paper clips. And I'm just trying around with bits and pieces to add some more extra and shine to my project, because I really like the picture. It's a really rare picture, because I usually don't like the pictures people take from me, and I actually love that one from me teaching a scrapbooking or mixed media class. As usual, I'm having a really hard time to find the point where it's enough or where to stop with the embellishing of the page. And I'm adding more bits and pieces, especially from the Wikibooten chipboards and from the Heidi Swap Color Fresh sticker book, which seems to be never ending. And I made a brave decision for me, because I love to write my stories onto my layouts, but I absolutely didn't like the last journalings I made on the layout. And I love that layout so much that I just decided to resign on journaling on this one. Luckily, there are so many journaling-ish stickers in that Heidi Swap sticker book that I felt like I had the chance to tell the story of that photo and what it means to me with the stickers. And I actually really didn't feel like I would need the journaling on that layout. And that's how it all ends for this time. I really hope you liked watching me creating this layout. I totally loved the process, and I totally loved the result. And I wish you a wonderful day. Hope to see you next time. Bye.